What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back in the garage, and I got a special treat for you guys. I've had my GX now for 5 years, and it's been great. It's been problem-free. Haven't had any real issues with it. A lot of it's just been maintenance and, of course, upgrades along the process of my 5 years of ownership. But today we're going to change that. We are going to change the way how the GX sounds. And so what I have here in front of me is a Catback exhaust system from no other than Magnaflow. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this, go through what's inside, and then go ahead and get the installation going and install that system onto the GX. For point of reference, that's the model number. This is the Overland series Catback exhaust system. This also fits the GX460 and also the 4Runner as well. I know that there are other brands aside from Magnaflow that are made for the GX and the Lexus in its platform. However, I've had my eye on this system for quite some time, and it just kind of fell onto my lap only because, in full disclosure, I did reach out to Magnaflow and they did send this unit out to me, and so I'm happy to go ahead and give it a review, test it. I know that there are videos out there about the same exhaust on the same vehicle. However, this is my channel and I'm just sharing my progress and my build with you guys. Something I like to do, and so hopefully you guys don't mind and you guys will just follow along my build for the GX. While we're unboxing, I'll go through a few clips of how the OEM exhaust system sounds, along with a few drive-by clips to allow you guys to hear what the OEM system sounds like. Chopping off the resonator did have a slight change in the tone, but it's hardly noticeable. We'll move on to the installation, and after the installation is complete, we'll repeat the sound clips and hear what the differences are between the two exhaust systems. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start by removing these flange bolts here. This is where we will disconnect it from the, looks like the Y pipe here. And we're gonna replace this whole entire unit along with this OEM heavy ass muffler. This is all gonna come out through the back and out. And we're gonna go ahead and also remove these exhaust hangers from here. Take these guys off as well. I did soak all the bolts in PB Blaster for several days. Now, I did buy my GX from Utah, and so the vehicle does have some light surface rust, and so we'll see if I can take them off without breaking these, and I hope that I don't. I kind of wish I had one of those induction heater tools for this job, but I'm gonna just use my impact and see if it'll get the job done. If not, then I'm gonna break out the Sawzall and chop things up if I have to. Stay tuned. Came right off. One down. 3 more to go. A little bit tight there with the impact, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my ratcheting wrench in place and use this guy to hopefully break it off. And we got it out. And we're gonna go ahead and remove the hanger bushings here using my crowbar. There we go. Now on this part here, the nut on the axle back, these are welded onto this pipe or this flange here. So to remove the bolts, it's from up top over here. I have a feeling that this is pretty rusted in, so hopefully it comes out. If not, then sawzall this off. Now I can't get a impact to go here and get into these bolts. It's just too tight for the area here. So I'm using my wrench to hopefully break it open. Okay, so different plan. I'm gonna see if instead of trying to unbolt these guys, they seem to be seized. I'm gonna go ahead and take off all of the hangers here, the bushings, take them all off. What I'm gonna do is, since I've already chopped off my muffler, I'm gonna see if I can just angle everything out from the vehicle and see if that'll work. So I'm gonna take off all the bushings, all the hangers, and see if I can just wiggle this whole entire system out. Exhaust is fully out. Now it's hitting up against the drive shaft and part of the frame back over there. Almost there. Might have to sawzall if I can't get it out. Part of the muffler is also hitting the frame here. That's causing a little bit of a wedge issue. Yeah, maybe not. It's not gonna come out. Okay, I don't have time to sit here and ask 21 questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sawzall this sucker off. Quick and easy. Okay, so OEM factory exhaust is off. I'm gonna go ahead and move on and install the Magnaflow Overland series exhaust system, and yeah, had to chop it off. These damn bolts are just seized, so the induction heat tool would have been perfect for this job, but I don't have that, nor do I have a torch. Again, I did spray these for days with penetrating oil, and the rest just beat me with this one. That's okay. I have no use for this. I'm gonna put this somewhere in the garage, or at least maybe somewhere in the backyard, or I can just scrap it. By side comparison to the OEM Catback exhaust system to the Magnaflow Catback exhaust system. I will tell you that the Magnaflow one is obviously much more lighter than the OEM one, which weighs a ton. But I was able to, chop that off, and we're gonna go ahead and install the Magnaflow Catback exhaust system onto the GX and finish up this installation. I am gonna go ahead and clean up these flange bolts from the rust here, just using a wire brush just to clean them up. Okay, now Magnaflow does send out two different lengths of the wire pipe connections for the pipes here. One's obviously shorter and one's longer. Now in the installation manual, it tells us here that 1, inlet assembly 2003, and then 2, inlet assembly 2004 to 2021. So it looks like 2, which is the shorter one, which is this pipe here. We'll be using this pipe with the installation, and we won't be using that longer pipe there. That's only for 2003, so we won't use that. We'll be using this one here. Now, I initially did chop off my muffler, the OEM one. I did chop that off because I went and I did a high clearance chop on my rear bumper, and what happened is when you do that, that exposes the OEM exhaust, or at least the muffler, and it just dangles down super low, and it was just, in my opinion, it was just ugly. And so I went ahead and I just sawzalled part of that muffler off, and I kept it like that for years. And so now I'm able to use the Magnaflow Overland series Catback exhaust system, and that should still definitely take care of my worries about having it hang too low, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we are going to be installing the first part of the Magnaflow exhaust system, which is the white pipe connection. This is the short inlet. I'm gonna go ahead and just see if I can break this through the insulator here. Okay, we're almost there. Let's see if I can put the flange bolts in first. My gasket's still there, and of course we want to keep that there. Flange bolt number 1 is in. Flange bolt number 2 going in next. But okay, we got it in. Now, with all of these bolts, including the torch clamps that we'll use for the exhaust system, we won't tighten everything down until everything is positioned. Once we do, and everything is aligned, and then we'll torque everything back down according to the manufacturer's specs, which I believe is around 30 to 35 foot-pounds for the torch clamps or the band clamps. I'm gonna go ahead and put these band clamps onto the muffler. Okay, and then we'll just slide the muffler into that, and then go ahead and also put the hanger in there. Okay, so that's in there. This clamp here requires a 13mm socket or wrench, and we'll get that guy clamped down. Feeding the axle back here again. Okay, so I got these pieces in there. This is gonna just hang around here until I get the rest installed. I'm gonna go ahead and put the insulation hangers back on. I did put some WD-40 on the insulator, and it makes it slipping on much easier. And now working on the last section here. Got that in there. And then the last piece is putting on the last insulator. Alright guys, we just have to go ahead and put these hose or these band clamps or torch clamps onto the areas to secure the pipes all together, and also to prevent them from having any kind of exhaust leaks. So I have one, I have two, and I have three right over there. Okay guys, I'm about to wrap this up and tighten up these band clamps here. I did shake the system, wiggled it around to make sure there wasn't anything, you know, metal clanking around and whatnot. And so let's go ahead and put the band clamps on, torque them down. Oh no, it's not a 13. I thought it was a 13. The manual says it was a 13 millimeter. That's not. It's either a 14 or a 15. Oh, hang on. Let's try that again. So it should have been a 15 millimeter socket. Okay, one's there. It's not really tight all the way just yet. We'll do the rest of the other two band clamps, then we'll come back and we'll torque these down to 35 foot-pounds. And just get this clamped on. Okay, still loose. Moving on to the last clamp. Okay, we're all done. We'll move on to torquing these down, and the install will be complete. One final check to make sure that we're not having any loose metal, loose part, nothing clanging or cladding, and everything seems nice and secure as far as sound wise goes. So let's go ahead and get these torqued down to 35 foot-pounds and conclude this installation. Deep sockets now on. Okay, that's torqued. That one's done. One more to go. Alright guys, the install is done. I can't wait to fire this back up and see what she sounds like. Okay, so this is gonna be the cold start of the Magnaflow Overland series muffler. Okay, and then this is what it's gonna sound like after it's been warmed up. So this is at operating temperatures now, and let's see what she sounds like. Okay, so I am just double checking all the clamps to make sure there's no exhaust leaks. I don't hear any exhaust leaks yet, and so I think the installation went smooth.
1 week later.
Alright, so it's been over a week and I've placed about 100 miles on the exhaust system. I've torqued the bolts and clamps to 35 foot-pounds 50 miles ago. After 100 miles, I have noticed a slight deeper tone, but nothing too loud, nor am I experiencing any drone within the cabin. Time will tell if it'll drone, but I do believe everyone has a different perspective on what they think is either too quiet or too loud. Now, if we take a look closer at the pipes, they're no longer stainless steel. They kind of have this burnt-in look to the pipes, which I guess I kind of like, but you know, who's really gonna be looking down the vehicle to check on the pipes? So far, I have been very pleased with the sound and the quality. I want to give a huge shout out to Magnaflow for sending me out their exhaust system. It truly has given my GX a different tone, giving it a slight aggressive note, but nothing overbearing to help keep that Lexus refinement. Magnaflow truly makes a great product, and I'm happy to have their Catback exhaust system to be a part of my GX build. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. If you guys found this video to be helpful, resourceful, you know, just go ahead and just drop a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps, you know, me to keep producing these videos. I do like what I do. I do like documenting my journey and just having you guys follow along the build. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one.
Swag up the heights, but they just a fight, like it's all super shy.